Hey, just to let you know, this is just a condensed form of a review from our podcast episode. If you'd like to watch the full episode, link in the description.
I think we'll start with Gran Turismo, I think, because I've got some things to say, I think. Um, so just to begin with, I'm not I'm not a car guy at all. I'm also not a racing game kind of guy either. I don't play racing games. I've never played Gran Turismo. Don't care to. My racing game is GTA 5. That's the best you're gonna get with me. so, so yeah, so like going in, I was kind of expecting a very niche film. I won't lie. And I didn't really hear anything about reviews or anything. I saw a couple
What do you
trailers.
mean? What do you mean by niche? Do you mean naff?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah. I guess that's a better word for it. Just kind of just your average, you know, film.
Right.
Just like here's a racing film. Nothing like to be interested in it. But the premise from the trailer I actually quite liked. Like, it's the top 10 online racers in the world put in a real car, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And this is a true story, and I'm like, what? I'm like, that happened. so, so yeah, the premise on its own kind of took me in. Um, but then you were saying, oh, it's gotten pretty decent reviews, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I'll go and see it. And
Do you know if this was like, because you're not into cars, you've just said, do you know if this is like if it's based on a true story, if like people familiar with racing, if they knew, if they would be aware of that, or if it's like they just didn't really, this is not really an unknown thing at all?
so like outside of the film, would people know about it, or?
Yes.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure because like I said, I'm like quite into my gaming news and stuff, and I've never heard about this. You know what I mean? So, but again, I'm not. I'm totally outside of the bubble of Gran Turismo or Forza. I'm just not that type of gamer at all. But yeah, it's kind of mad. It's kind of mad. But I won't lie though, I came out actually really enjoying it. For someone who doesn't care about any of it, like going in. I actually came out pretty into it. It's very like cliche in the sense of like, oh, he's got a bad relationship with his dad, and oh, he's the underdog, and oh, the coaches give him a hard time. But like, eat all that stuff up. I'm a Rocky kind of guy. Like that's like the simple stories tend to be
Well, yeah, a simple
the
thing
good
done
ones.
well can be
Exactly,
really, that's fine. Yeah.
exactly. So I'll focus on sort of the positives first. Obviously, chip in with if you like. I know you've not seen it, but if you have questions or whatever, um, I think oh bugger, how have I forgotten his name? Buddy Hopper, David Harbour. Um, he's the best in this film. He's so good. Like he's like easily like putting in more effort than everyone else, and it shows kind of thing. I think it might just be because of the main actor in it, who can't remember his name, but let me just get it up. He plays Jan. Uh, he's not the best. I know he's like a young guy, but so I'm not gonna. I don't want to like judge him too harshly, but he is pretty stale. I'm not gonna lie. And maybe that's just how the real person is in real life, and he's done a really good job. But he's not the most captivating person. so,
How
so
was Orlando Bloom?
you know what, right? You know what's really funny? I've seen all the trailers and stuff. I've seen him in the trailers, but it never clocked to me that that's Orlando Bloom.
You're joking.
it
What do you
never,
mean?
it never clocked. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I haven't seen him in a film in ages, but he just looks so different. I recognized him. I was like, "Who are you?" And then at the end of the credits, it says Orlando Bloom. I was like, "Wait, what?"
That was a bit like, not to derail it, but that was a bit like Gary Oldman in Oppenheimer.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah,
I was
we
just
had a
like straight
similar,
away like, oh, that's Gary
we had a
Oldman, and you
similar
went a bit
thing.
like, what?
Yeah, he was good though. He was good as well. He kind of plays the sort of he cares more about he cares more about the money and the business kind of thing. He doesn't really care about the lives at stake kind of thing. But he's also not the most hateable guy in the film. Like he's still likable, which is actually I think that's a pretty hard thing to achieve when you're two of those things. But yeah, I really liked David Harper's character. He was done really well. They gave him enough backstory for you to get involved. As get In fact, you know what? You're gonna love this. It reminded me of Cars 3. That's what it reminded me of. think of Lightning McQueen and Doc. That's the relationship they have here. So there you go. If that's not hooked you, then I don't know what will. Because that's your bread and butter.
Well, nah, I don't know, mate. These are people.
True,
So
true. They're not talking
I don't know.
cars.
David Harbour's no Doc Hudson, mate.
Honestly, but I don't want to get into too much as spoilers because obviously there's not too much discussion we can have from it because I don't want to, just in case you do see, I don't want to just ruin all this stuff for you. But
Okay.
I know it's a true story as well, but still, I went in not knowing anything, and there was moments where I was like, oh.
Well, mate,
You know?
again, not to bring up Oppenheimer, but like Oppenheimer's a true story, and a lot of folk didn't know how that ended.
Well, yeah, true, same. Like I only knew the bomb
Not
happened,
specifics anyway. Yeah.
and even then, I didn't even know it was a test bomb. So I just want to. Anyway, we'll get to that. We'll get to
This is
that.
that's just a little foreshadow to one of my segments.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, overall, I actually had a pretty good time with it. The result, it's not. I'm not going to call it a perfect film. It's just it's an enjoyable film.
And it's not groundbreaking,
No, it's not groundbreaking.
but it's not trying to be at the same time.
It's a film you could easily just go out in the weekend, be like, well, I'm going to watch this film and have a good time. You know what I mean? It's kind of like not in the same genre or sense at all, but it's kind of like Mario, right? It's like it's a perfectly good film that you can watch with the family or pals and have a good time out of it. Not you didn't waste your money, you know. Yeah, 100%. And we've talked about this before. I think the first quarters, maybe the first third, is a little bit slow, but then the rest really picks up. Like so, essentially, when he finally starts driving, essentially when he's in the car, it picks up
Right.
right after there. That's when you feel like, okay, this is a sports film. Like let's go, and you're actually starting to get behind them and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm not sure else what to really say about it, to be honest. Besides that, but yeah, pretty easy watch. Maybe it was just because of the film I watched before I didn't love, so I was kind of already,
On a low.
yeah, I was on a
Yeah.
low. So, but based on reviews I've seen and stuff, people are enjoying it. So it's kind of mad because before the Sony had Uncharted, and Uncharted was kind of got mixed reviews. This has done better than Uncharted. Personally, I'd probably put Uncharted above it, but that's because I'm like, I really didn't mind that film, the Uncharted movie. I know that may be a hot take, but I think they're just use each other. It's just like they're perfectly fine films to go in the weekend and see. But yeah, no. Is there anything you want to know or anything like that? I know we've kind of talked about it before.
I don't know. I'll probably see it at some point. If I'm in the cinema anyway, I might go see it. And
Yeah,
or if it comes on streaming soon, I'll go see it. But
I'm-
I'm not really. It's not really a film I would. I guess that was the same with you, right? You had a mixture of films you wanted to see, so
well,
you did that. But
yes, that's fine because I live away from the cinema now. I try and I was saying this to the cinema host. I was like, oh, because I live so far away now, I like to just try and make a day out of it. So I've got like 3 tickets booked in one day, kind of thing, rather than go every day, you know, and like travel that long. Yeah, not ideal. I've just looked at the box office. It's actually not made as much as I thought it would. It's made 31 million. I'm not sure what the budget is yet, but I assume it's
31.
yeah,
Is that global?
yeah, yeah,
Got that shite.
yeah.
Jeez, oh.
Maybe
Unless it's on like a.
maybe it's not
Unless
updated
it's.
yet though.
I was gonna say unless it's either not updated or it's a very small budget. But if you're getting David Harbour and Orlando Bloom and stuff, I doubt it.
Yeah, and it's a big brand, I believe. You
Yeah.
know, like surely, and it was advertised all over the place. I thought, much better than some other films. So, but yeah, so yeah,
It
I
does
would give it a
say.
thumbs up.
I don't know if this is just a preliminary thing, but it says 60 million is its budget,
Okay, well,
which means it's been out a good bit now, though, right?
it's been out for yeah, that kind of seems wild actually. It's been out for about 2 weeks, I think.
It's had quite a low budget, and it's probably, unless it does well in like streaming or DVD sales. I can't see that going any further. It seems like a bit of a flop, but
Ah,
not that that's a great for quality, right? But
yeah, exactly. Look at the Flash.
yeah, well, maybe yeah, could be an indicator that people are fed up with the cinema, or they're fed up with because I don't know. Like, I'm not going to get all whiny and political, but it could be that people are just fed up with. Well, that's not true. I was going to say people are fed up with mediocre films, but one, this film's not mediocre for what it is, but also you've just compared it to Mario, and I get Mario has the bigger IP, but Mario made like $1 billion, so
Yeah. If you consider that Barbie and Mario are the highest grossing films this year, mediocre films tend to be the the thing right now. So,
flying shots. There you go.
yeah.
But
We ain't talking about Barbie.
I'll wait for Robert because he
Wait
enjoyed
for
it.
Robert. Yeah,
I
exactly.
haven't seen it yet.
You not seen it.
Uh,
But yeah,
but
well, yeah, thumbs up for Gran Turismo. I honestly didn't think I would say many good things about it, but that's just how